And so to present our first award, I am delighted to introduce a previous winner of the Commitment to Life, one of the first and most ardent supporters of the APLA, one of the co-chairmen and founders of DreamWorks SKG. In fact, he's the K, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Ron Burkle is a man who gives and gives and then gives some more. For as long as I can remember, he has done all of this giving in such a quiet, unassuming way that I am genuinely thrilled that tonight we finally have the opportunity to acknowledge and thank him for all that he has done. As the genius behind one of the largest grocery chains in America, Ron has always used his personal and professional success to give back as much as he can on every level. This is not a man who says, "I already wrote a check," or "I've done all that I can do." These are phrases that simply are not in his vocabulary. When you call him, you know he is simply going to give as much as he can give, do as much as he can do, and then turn around and somehow find a way to do even more. For example, after the LA riots, when the city went into shell shock, Ron decided to keep all his stores open, even those in the hardest hit areas. He then turned around and donated millions of dollars worth of food and water for people living in the devastated areas. He also donated the necessary resources to start Little League teams in Watts and South Central. He's on the board of advisors of Project Angel Food, and every year underwrites their entire rent. His phenomenal and I'll say it again, phenomenal home has been used for countless fundraising events. The list goes on. And Ron does all of this quietly, without drawing attention to himself. He's unique in this town. He's a man who would rather feed hungry people than feed his own ego. We at APLA are grateful for his unflagging support. And on behalf of the board and everyone who has been the recipient of his incredible generosity, I'm proud to present the Commitment of Life Award to one of the most generous, compassionate, and selfless people I know. Ron Burkle, please come on up.
Thank you, Jeffrey, for your generous introduction. It's clearly an honor to receive my award tonight from you. I respect your leadership, not only with APLA, but in all the other things that you do so well. I was extremely honored when I was told I'd be receiving this award, but I have to admit that when I found out that the other honorees were Joe Roth, Rosie O'Donnell, and Jim Carrey, I panicked a little bit. So I decided to ask if I could go first. And I promise I will be brief. For the most part, our companies are in the supermarket business. We're not in the entertainment industry, and we're clearly not a leading-edge industry or a leading-edge firm. But I've made a commitment, a real commitment, to make sure that our companies are involved and become a part of the communities in which we operate and where we live. And while I have tremendous respect for worthwhile institutions like the music centers and art museums and other brick-and-mortar institutions, I think the most important thing for all of us is the health, care, and well-being of our family our friends, and our neighbors. It is this sense of community that has caused our involvement with APLA and other programs dedicated to bringing comfort and hope to those living with HIV and AIDS. So I want to thank APLA for all the work you do, and I want to thank you for this award. Thank you all very much.